Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Audi F1 2022 My Team career mode that we've got going on. Today we're going to Australia, and I cannot wait for this one because, in all honesty, I really did not enjoy Australia's previous layout. But this new one, I've done it like twice on this year's game and obviously the actual Grand Prix this year, and I love it. So yeah, last time out, before we dive into Australia, last time out we went to Saudi Arabia and we surprisingly managed to get ourselves a very nice P8. Not sure what kind of gave us the pace to finish P8. Yeah, that was quite a mystery, but you know, this year I think we're going to not get a lot of points, so to get some there was fantastic. But yeah, leading the way, Charles Leclerc at the moment. We're sat in P9. I think we'll go down today, but we'll see. But yeah, on the R&D front, we've kind of dropped below Aston Martin in some areas. I'm kind of struggling to develop things at the moment, so hopefully we get a decent result today considering. But yeah, let's dive right into Australia, and let's see what Melbourne has to offer today. So at the end of practice, we've managed to pick up some incredibly vital resource boosts, and we've also unlocked some new parts to work on for the car. You know, we're only a couple of races in, so I'm not really kind of surprised at the state of development, but yeah, we're going to get into qualifying now, and let's see what we can do. Fingers crossed we can try and get into Q2 again, but I'm not going to cross my fingers. This is certainly going to be an interesting one. Now, what's interesting is there seems to be a chance of rain on the radar at some point in qualifying. Oh my word, we've gone so wide there. So, yeah, there seems to be a chance of rain. So we're going to try and get some early laps in here. I don't think it's going to rain, but it's on the radar, and the team have said to kind of be aware of it coming. So well, that's horrible. That's a horrible corner. Getting a warning there for corner cutting, rightfully so. But yeah, so we're going to watch out for that because, as we saw from Silverstone, rain can have a massive impact on qualifying. But yeah, we're kind of doing this first really hot lap around the brand new Australia. And yeah, like I said at the beginning of this video, I really like this new layout. Australia's never been one of my favourite tracks. Oh, that's nasty. That's probably one of the reasons why. That chicane. Yeah, that's a nasty chicane. I don't think this is a good lap at all. You know what? We're gonna box. Yeah, we're gonna box onto some new tyres because that is not a lap that I'm happy with. So yeah, we'll come out again. We'll go straight out and see what we can do. Okay, so here we go now. Once again, we're going to go for this second lap this time. Still not got a time lapse on the board. So this lap is pretty important because at the moment we're sat in P22 and I do not want to be starting this race tomorrow right at the back of the grid. I think Australia, this is a good chance for us to continue with the form that we set last week. So it would be good if we can actually get a decent lap in here, and we've had a good start. I love the fact that they've widened this turn here. They've just made this track a lot more, I think, enjoyable, and a lot. I mean, again, yeah, here getting rid of that braking zone, just making this a long stretch. Another good overtaking zone, another chance to really flex the top speed of these cars, which is something we're lacking. But this has been a decent lap so far, much better than the first one. That wasn't necessarily a hard thing to do. As we've gone there a little bit, not the greatest, you know, not the greatest turn in the world, but as we come up to the line, let's see what we can do. Hopefully it's a competitive time. Where's it going to put us? P7. I'm happy with that. That's a good lap. Probably go lower as the time goes on, but yeah, let's go back in the garage and see if that has done enough to get us into Q2. So, we've gone out again, and we're using the tyres from the first attempt that we aborted, so there might not be loads of improvement, but I'm thinking with how the track condition will have updated as well, there might be enough to you know, give us some decent pace. And again, we seem to have decent pace in Australia. Certainly enough to get us into Q2, it seems. Although I don't know if that's other cars being a bit more loose with the you know, with the pace in Q1. But yeah, at the moment we're sat in PA, which is very nice. And yeah, again suggests that we might have to slowly start bumping the AI up. Ooh, that's okay. That'll do. That'll do us. What we'll do, we'll just peel into the pit at the end. I think there's a lot of cars on laps at the moment, and I know because of the bug, I don't really want to be compromising any laps here. So we'll peel into the grid. And let's see if we do make it into Q2. I'm assuming we do. So yeah, in the end, P8. That's a strong finish. No, Marcus didn't manage to get through. He's still off the pace. He's getting there. But yeah, as I was saying, at the moment, I think the difficulty sat at like 86, 87, which is where I was last year. You know, never act like I'm the best person in the world. But yeah, we managed to get into Q2. But there's definitely going to be the conversation of, do we up the difficulty? I think we're going to have to, because for some reason the car seems to be performing incredibly well. But yeah, let's have a look. Q2. Yeah, we've got these worn tyres here. We're going to go out and do a lap straight away. Might as well get one on the board. So yeah, let's go. Now this is going to be interesting. We've actually got rain. We have got rain. And I don't know.
We're not certain which is the best tyre right now, dries or inters.
I mean, yeah, I don't know if softs are going to be the best here. This might end up being an awful decision. But let's see how the pace is on the softs. Okay. That answers that. There is absolutely no pace on these tyres because they have no grip. So yeah, we're going to slowly meander our way back to the garage. Oh yeah, there is no grip on these tyres. And we're going to put on some intermediates and see what we can do. Trying to get some heat into these intermediate tyres. But yeah, clearly the softs were never going to work. But I'm imagining that the weather's only going to get worse. So maybe we're going to end up with a Silverstone 22 situation wherein whoever sets laps at the start might end up getting through not only on pace but just luck, and because there's no way to improve later on. So let's see what we can set here. Not raced in the wet so far on 22, so to be honest I think we might struggle. Yeah, I think we're going to struggle here. I'm not quite used to how it feels in the wet. Oh, we've gone a bit wide there. I mean, you don't really expect rain in Australia of all tracks, but we are down on Guan Yu Zhou at the moment. Not the benchmark though, obviously. We want to be aiming for whoever's above Guan Yu Zhou in 10th. But let's see what we are on him now, coming into this last sector of the track. Still down 0.34. That is going to compromise us a little bit. Probably enough to keep us in this bottom half. But yeah, at the end of the day, I feel like we're doing well enough to get out of Q2 right now, and then we get into, you know, this position and it's difficult. Oh, that is not the line. Let's just set a time there, see what we can do. What are we going to end up on? We're going to end up in 14th. Let's just go straight away though, again I reckon. See if we can do any better. I'm sure there's time to pick up on this lap, because that last lap was not that good.
Okay, we've only got 1 lap of fuel remaining.
Look at that, already picking up time, which is nice. Oh, that's wide, that's wide, that's wide. Yeah, that, I feel like sometimes in the wet you just have to drift, and I mean there might only be 10 minutes of rain left, but unfortunately that's not going to do anyone in this qualifying session any good, because frankly the rain is going to be here the whole time. Much better exit there, and there you go, we'll pick up a load of time. Nearly 4 tenths in the end. If we can get a good exit here. That's good enough. It's not amazing, but it should keep most of the time we already have. Yeah, and I think that's the key here, because I don't think this is going to get any better. So if we can get somewhere with this lap. Ride the curb, come on. Where are we going to end up? Where's this going to put us? P11. P11. You know what? That's not half bad. I think that's going to be everything though, because I don't think we're going to see improved times. But you know what? P11 on the verge of Q1. I would not be unhappy with that. So P14 in the end, but there wasn't really much of an improvement regardless. So I think we made, you know, I think to be honest we made the right decision. You know, I'm happy to stick with where we are and see what happens. But yeah, going out in Q2, and so who we're going to be around again, we've got the Aston Martins, Magnussen in the Haas, Max Verstappen on pole. But look at that, sorry, not Kevin Magnussen. If you look at that, Max Verstappen nearly on, you know, nearly setting a whole second ahead of the rest of the field, with George Russell just under a second behind him.
You can hear the Australian fans roaring as they line the track here in Albert Park. Welcome to Melbourne, and the roar from the crowd can only mean one thing. It's race day. The Melbourne circuit is certainly one that needs to be taken seriously. It's a combination of slippery surfaces and difficult corners, making it a very tricky track when it comes to overtaking. Drivers find it hard to pass and will need to take full advantage of those DRS zones if they want to have any hope of breaking through. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks like for today's race. Charles Leclerc lines up on pole position, and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Sainz, Perez, and Sir Lewis Hamilton, and Russell, Fernando Alonso, Bottas, Mick Schumacher, and Yuki Tsunoda, Magnussen, Vettel, Thomas and Stroll, Joe, Albon, Lando Norris and Pierre Gasly, Ocon, Armstrong, Ricciardo and Nicholas Latifi. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today? Natalie Binkham joins me once again in the commentary box. It's fantastic to have you with us today. I'm curious though, how do you think the drivers stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
Well, I imagine they'll be starting to feel the adrenaline as they anticipate the rundown into turn one, a bit like preparing to go into battle. The unknown situation will bring nerves, but that's a good thing. It'll keep them focused on the moment and on their surroundings as we build towards the start of the Grand Prix.
I mean, here we go then. Qualifying was, certainly something, but in the end, Verstappen unable to, capitalise on his performance in Q2 in the wet and keep ahead in the, in the final result. So yeah, as far as we're going, this is our strategy. Medium hards, fairly typical. I don't really see much benefit to the soft medium hard here, just because I don't think tyre deg is amazing. But anyway, here we go. After a long set of lights, it's going to be lights out and away we go. Losing out immediately to Lance Stroll, but that's okay. We're going to go to Lance's right hand side. Lance stays ahead though. That's fine. These first couple laps we just want to make sure, no, nothing stupid, just staying safe. But we're going to nudge Lance here, and look at this, bit of a battle going on between the two Germans in front. Pierre managed to get around the outside of Lance. We're going to just squeeze him off a little bit. We use the grass to our advantage. Yeah, back to where we began the race in P13. Moving up a position due to a grid penalty. I'm not sure who for. But yeah, Mark's happy with the start, so am I. Where's Lance going to go? I don't think there's a bit of space on the outside, but we're just going to shut off that inside. Going to really close the door. Oh, that was went a bit wide there. Let's just stay safe though. Here we go. Yeah, you've got to be cautious at the beginning. I'd rather be cautious and lose a bit of time or a place or two than make a silly move and lose a whole pit stop because you have to get a new front wing. Yeah, coming into lap 1, Charles Leclerc leads the Grand Prix from Max Verstappen. Carlos Sainz though putting the pressure on Max. And I believe now that's Carlos Sainz in front. Carlos Sainz up into P2. Another Ferrari 1-2 on the cards perhaps. Ferrari have had a good start to the season. Of course Leclerc winning the championship. Yeah, as far as our race goes, we're keeping... Oh, that was a bit late. We're keeping the ground with Yuki. Points could be on the cards again today. We've had a good start. And luckily we've got... Ooh. That was nearly a spin. That was very nearly a spin. Thank God the grass was... Here we go, we're going to look for a move on the outside of Yuki Tsunoda, draining the battery. Can we get past the AlphaTauri man? We're going to give him the space, but we do manage to get past. But yeah, maybe we give him a little bit too much space there, but I like to race fair, I like to race hard. Oh, we got a bit deep there. Mick Schumacher is next on the list. Double Haas in front. I mean, there must be something going on with Magnussen's car though, because he has dropped off like a stone. And I mean, Sebastian Vettel in P9 is going to be looking behind him and being absolutely delighted at the lack of Haas he is seeing. But we've got double Haas in front. Schumacher's going to look to make a move, but at the moment, Kevin Magnussen is very much a roadblock here. Schumacher goes on the inside. It looks like he's going to make that move into the points. And next up for us is Kevin Magnussen. Can we get the overtake on him? Can we get the jump? Maybe down the straight with the DRS. Let's see what we can do here. Going to drain the battery. See if we can make it work. The Haas is a powerful car though, so we're going to give him the space on the inside. But we managed to get past him. Magnussen's obviously got some big issues there, because that Haas should not be that slow. And it looks like Yuki Tsunoda is going to move past him too. And Kevin Magnussen has just hit us, and that is unbelievable. I mean, you know, maybe we did cut a little bit short there on the corner, but I mean, Kevin, that is our corner, man. And Kevin Magnussen has, whether he wanted to do it on purpose or not, has sent Mick Schumacher absolutely clear now in 10th place. And all that work we've done to gain our places has just been, well, chucked away through really no fault of our own. But we might be able to get the move on Zhou Guanyu though immediately here. We're going to use a bit of the battery, see what we can do. Oh, we've gone very late there. Zhou's alongside us. Going to give him the space. Wheel-to-wheel racing now. Zhou's going to give us a little butt of the wheel. Can we hold that though? We'll peel across. He's going to get the DRS zone. There's no DRS for us. We're going to hold that inside.
Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 4.9 seconds.
There we go. Managed to keep the line on Zhou. But yeah, Kevin Magnussen has... I thought he would have pit. I thought he would have taken damage from the incident here a lap earlier, but apparently not. Mick Schumacher, 5 seconds up the road now. He'll be absolutely delighted with what happened between me and Kevin. That Ferrari looks absolutely unbeatable at the moment, but Carlos Sainz has dropped very, very, very far behind. I mean, the last time I looked, he was in 2nd place, and now he's all the way in 5th behind one of the Mercedes as well. But today our fight at the moment is with Yuki Tsunoda. Zhou Guanyu's closing, no, he's not giving up yet after what happened to him a couple of laps ago. Yeah, this is shaping up to be an interesting battle in the midfield, even if Charles Leclerc is going to storm to victory today. That was a great couple of corners though, and we've really closed that gap on Yuki Tsunoda now. Zhou Guanyu is clinging on to the DRS, but Yuki is in sight. Get through the chicane, slightly graze the gravel. Make use of the DRS, use a bit of ERS too. And if we can stick close to Yuki through this last section of the lap, there's a chance for an overtake on that DRS straight. Back up to P11. Oh, but we've gone deep there. But Yuki's not got the best line. Could we see an overtake here? Sebastian Vettel in the pits. He's the first to blink. Vettel pits onto softs. No, Vettel pits from softs to hard. That's interesting from Seb. Seb's thinking he can take those hards to the end, I'm assuming, 20 laps. That'll certainly be interesting. We'll look for a little move here on Yuki. No, we won't. I think sometimes you've got to look and think there's 20 laps of this race to go. But yeah, for now, this battle with Yuki has gone from a fight to get near the points to a fight for the points. There's a chance now for an overtake on Yuki Tsunoda. Can we look to the outside? Can we look to the inside? Don't think it's going to be possible. We're going to have to back off there and just concede that Yuki's got it for now. But look at that way we've absolutely slingshotted out of that, out of the chicane. Can we maybe get alongside Tsunoda here? Make the move work. We get past him. Not closed him off though. We're going to try and give him the space. A little bit of a nudge from Yuki, but we go into P10. Carlos Sainz now in the pits. He's not having the greatest day in the world, Carlos Sainz, but here comes Yuki Tsunoda. Yuki Tsunoda with the DRS. Managed to hold on to the place though. There we go, lap 13. Definitely now starting to feel the tyres. You know, Mark said on lap 11 you'll start to feel the grip disappearing. We're definitely feeling that now. We're ready for those hard tyres. But at the moment, I'm thinking, you know, I know originally we were supposed to pit on lap 14, but I might pit this lap so we can try and get a potential overcut and gain some time on Alonso and Schumacher ahead. I mean, we're going to drop back down a few places. We've got Vettel and Sainz both to go past. Carlos Sainz has really just ended up getting stuck in that big group of cars behind us. He is absolutely nowhere to be seen. And that's Lance Stroll out of the session. Not sure what's happened there, but we can see the Aston Martins pulled to the side of the track. Again, another DNF for a Mercedes powered car though. That is concerning considering the engine in this bad boy. Here we go, now we're going to box. There we go, let's box now. We're going to box onto the hards. There is a lot of cars behind us. This is going to be a crucial pit stop.
So Marcus is in the pits.
It's good, not amazing, but let's see. No issues, team.
Good job from you and the crew.
Oh,
We're satisfied with that.
I mean, we've come out in a gaggle of cars.
Look after these tyres now.
And we forgot to turn off the pit limiter. But yeah, let's see what we can do here on these cold tyres. I mean, Mark's happy with the pit stop. I'm not particularly happy. We should have come out against, you know, in front of all these cars, to be honest. And I don't think it's right that we haven't, especially because these tyres are so cold. You know, I feel like the AI have this ability to just warm up the tyres with ease. I mean, Lando's absolutely flying off in the distance. And meanwhile, we're struggling to get around some of these corners here. We've got Carlos Sainz coming up behind us, and he's... I mean, I don't know what Ferrari are thinking there, but Carlos Sainz has pitted again. And he's come out on a pair of softs. I mean, he is not going to get to the end of the race on those softs. So Ferrari are...
Okay, gap ahead is 3.
Well, Ferrari seems to be doing Ferrari things, putting Carlos Sainz on a pair of soft tyres when he's 13th. Which is an interesting move. He's not really got the pace to keep up with us at the moment as well, so I wonder if something's wrong with his car. I mean, surely now Carlos Sainz is going to fly past us. I'm going to let... Oh! I mean, we were going to let Sainz go past us there. And we did in the end, but for some reason he decided he had to make that move incredibly late and then steer into us. And there we go, Carlos Sainz back into the pit. I don't know what Ferrari are thinking, but they've single-handedly ruined his race today. Not that he didn't ruin it himself, I'm imagining, if he'd spun or something like that, but he's going to end up being very close to getting lapped by Charles Leclerc in what will be almost Daniel Ricciardo being lapped by Lando Norris at Monaco 2021 levels of embarrassment. And in just the 3rd race of the season, I mean, what must Carlos Sainz be thinking? Got 4 full laps of racing to go. And we are itching closer and closer to this fight up ahead between Lando and Guan Yu Zhou. And there we go, after about 8 or 9 laps. Since that horrific, well, not horrific, but since that slightly slow pit stop from the team, we're finally caught up to Lando Norris, but Esteban Ocon is out. Can't see what's happened to him just yet, because we're in this very tricky section of the course. But we're going to get the DRS on Lando. What on earth has happened to Esteban Ocon? He's just pulled to the side. And that's a Renault engine failing now. And we've nearly just posted our best lap of the Grand Prix, which says a lot about our pace later on here as we plunge into the grass. I suspect Guan Yu Zhou is going to be very, very, very unwilling to give this point up to either me or Lando Norris. And at the moment, Lando Norris is the one who's been, well, almost shoving Guan Yu Zhou along for the last couple of laps. So we've got the yellow flags here in Sector 2 for Esteban Ocon. Or Sector 3, should I say. But yeah, I mean, we have caught right up with these guys, and Lando is just... I don't know, I'm kind of wanting Lando to make a move so we can make one on him and Joe, but looks like Lando's not going to be the one making that move. So it might come down to us
4 laps of fuel remaining.
to do the double on both of them. I mean, you can even see Sebastian Vettel and Mick Schumacher there in the distance, which shows really how good the pace has been today. Of course, at one point Mick Schumacher was right next to us. We were battling away with him until a rather unfortunate incident with Kevin Magnussen, really right at the start of this race.
Okay, we're hitting the rated limits on the MGUH. The power unit
Caused some problems for us. Mark's worried about the engine parts, but that's fine. We'll replace them after the race, but you know, unless they fail, that's not a concern for us right now. Ooh, that was close on Lando. But what a fight this is going to be. 2 laps to go. We've got the ERS. We're going to drain a little bit here just so we can keep up with Lando. But we just want to maintain a little bit of a gap just so we don't get caught out on any of these turns. Here we go. Look how close we are to Lando here. I just don't want to make a move that compromises that chance at points, and that's the issue we're having by Lando not having made a move at some point, and that is a wide turn, and that could be the end of that.
Okay, just 2 laps of fuel remaining now.
Yeah, Lando not making this move has really cost us quite a bit here, because it's the kind of situation where at this point, making a move on Lando, because of how close these 2 cars are, I feel any move we make on Lando is going to compromise the chance of getting Joe, and we do not have the time to make up that time if we do lose it. Here we go now, this is it, last lap. I mean, if Lando's going to make a move, he's going to have to make it now. For our sake as well as
Okay,
his.
this is your final lap of the race.
I feel like it's just going to be a bit too little too late for us and for Lando Norris. The move needs to be made now, Lando, and Lando seems happy just to sit back and let Guan Yu Zhou take this 1 point. And what we were saying before about Charles Leclerc not having the fastest lap, he wins the race. And yet again, setting the fastest lap on the last lap. Leclerc is an absolute monster this year. Here we go, we're going to drain the battery now. Because I feel like if we want to make a move, we're going to have to make it. I just don't think we're going to quite have the track. We got a good exit there though. Can we try anything on Lando? We just don't have the track. Lando goes for Guan Yu Zhou though. Oh, oh my word. Oh, I thought we had Lando then. But no, it seems like we're going to have to settle for P12. What a race for Guan Yu Zhou, to be fair to him. He's defended against Lando till the end. It's P12 for us in Melbourne.
And that's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
And here's our winner, pulling their Ferrari into Parc Fermé after a fantastic race. Natalie Pinkham, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
I feel consistency was probably the key today. There's being quick, and then there's being quick lap after lap after lap. If you could do that, you can capitalise on other people's errors without making many of your own. And that's an approach that can push you a long way up the field.
Ferrari are at it again. An excellent performance at today's Grand Prix, and they're certainly a team that know what they're doing out there. Let's have a look then at the driver's standings. Charles Leclerc, currently leading the championship standings, extends his lead even further with this result. So then, Natalie Pinkham, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
I have to say, Sebastian Vettel certainly caught my eye during the race today. Incredible driving.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. And pulling further ahead in the standings, it's Red Bull. Meanwhile, good work from Aston Martin this weekend, who pushed themselves further up the order. It's been an absolutely wild weekend of Formula One action, and I can't wait to see what's next.
Well, another race, another win for Charles Leclerc and Ferrari. Max Verstappen a fair way off in P2. Perez completes the podium yet again. He moves up a place from the grid. Hamilton, Russell, P4, P5. Another strong show for a Mercedes team that are just off the pace but seem to be getting closer and closer every week. And then your top 10 is finished off by Valtteri Bottas, Fernando Alonso, Mick Schumacher gets some more points for himself. Another great result for him, Vettel, and then of course Guan Yu Zhou. I mean, it's hard not to be slightly disappointed, I think, with today's race. We had good pace, I think, you know, in the end, and I think only gaining one place off the grid is a slight, you know, makes it look worse than it really was. We were really on the pace all weekend, and in the end, I think that the pit stop, you know, the pit stop cost us track position, and I think that's something that, you know, in hindsight, did cost us in the end. But we look at the standings, we still stay in ninth. Mick Schumacher moves level on points of us. Only, you know, Mark Armstrong. Come on, Mark, you need to get some points. But yeah, in the constructors, Haas move above us. McLaren move down. Aston Martin get their first points of the season. And still, AlphaTauri and Williams yet to score. But it's Red Bull at the top in the constructors, mainly because of that absolutely terrible result today for Carlos Sainz. But anyway, guys, that has been Australia. Next up, we will, I believe, in this modified calendar, be going to Baku or Spain. I think it's Spain. But yeah, what a race. I mean, you know, and in the end, we were quite unlucky. But yeah, thanks so much for watching this video of the this episode of the Audi My Team F1 2022 career mode. And I'll see you next time in Spain. Peace out.